right. Good afternoon, fellow Misfits. It is December 3rd, and welcome to the Misfit Monday Debrief. I'm Big Bad Jon. I know we threw you a bit of a curveball. We said Mad Chowser would be sitting in, but between some technical issues and just kind of getting things figured out, we kind of figured it'd be better. He's going to be sitting in this chair next week, giving you the live all on his lonesome. I'll probably be in the background, but still, we, again, sorry for the curveball, but I'll be doing this debrief today, and then Mad Chazler will be jumping in for next week. But we still got Mad Chazler watching over all the audio tech and all the fancy stuff. As you can see, we're a lot more fancy now. We've got this nice microphone. That immediately makes us fancy. But again, so good morning, good afternoon. I am Big Bad Jon, got Mad Chazler here, and I'm Princess Magpul in spirit, as well as the strategist. We are your fellow Misfits, coming here live from Misfit HQ. We hope you all had a good week. I know we start this discussion off the same way every time, but we really want to know how y'all are doing. We want to know how the week went last week and what you're looking for this week. I know for us, it got pretty busy. We had quite a full roster in terms of getting ready for the weekend, having all the events that went on from Monday all the way through. But, you know, it was really cool. Got to be out there, see a lot of y'all out here in Dyersburg at the market. And we got to meet a bunch of new faces out in O'Brien, which, that nice little tidbit for y'all. We are not originally from Dyersburg. And so before a couple days ago, I always said O'Brien. And I'm probably still going to say O'Brien. But I'm trying to get used to saying O'Brien. So just a little bit of a culture thing for us. But it was pretty cool. Got to meet some new folks out there. Couple familiar faces, but a lot of new ones. So we're looking forward to seeing y'all come in. I know a lot of y'all said that you do stop out in Dyersburg, and if you do, if you work out here, if you're traveling out here, come on in. You've got a couple friendly faces looking to see you. The strategist was out with us on Saturday as well. So, you know, stepping out from just the behind the scenes social media, he was out front line and center. Then we had Mad Chazler and Princess Magpul first with y'all here in Dyersburg. So, again, events were wonderful. Thank y'all for coming out. Thank y'all for the support. We definitely had a lot of fun just getting to see y'all having lines of people, which is just crazy. You know, we haven't, it never gets old, not gonna lie. We kept going over and over about just how crazy it was to just see. All right, we touched the booth down, and not even a couple minutes after, people are swarming the table. So, again, thank y'all for the support. We really mean it from the bottom of our hearts with everything we can say. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So now for your Misfit Monday debrief, we'll go ahead and jump right in. But again, we've got plenty of eyes on your comments, so whatever y'all want to say, if you want to heckle, if you want to ask questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments here below. Let this be just as interactive as always. For the Misfit business. So we first want to say, in tying in with kind of discussing things running to the daily operation of the shop, we really appreciate y'all's flexibility. We know that some days it can be a little challenging if we're out doing deliveries out to, you know, Jackson and Brownsville, and we're running for events. We know that sometimes y'all may roll up only to see that none of the Misfit mobiles are here. And we appreciate your patience with that. That's why we want to first come out and say, oh, we got something up with the audio. I'm going to do a quick pause before, I don't know if it's a matter of the distance of the mic or not.
You turned it up, so. Who said that?
Princess Magpul did.
Oh. I'll say, I heard you on my phone.
Well, if the audio kicks back in, y'all go ahead and let us know. But we seem to be hearing it just fine.
Something's picking up. I don't know.
We got some feedback.
Some kind of something like that.
Ah, man. See, this is that old government throwing their hand in and messing with our technology. We know how this game goes.
Okay.
All right, well, I think we can hear all right. Y'all let us know if not. But we'll kind of keep rolling with it anyway. I'm going to keep kind of doing this nice little side lean into the mic while we go, just to see if that helps. But going back to as we were saying, so just to make sure that y'all always have a firm point that you can catch us. Excellent. Thank you, Princess Magpul. We're back. Audio is wonderful. You can hear my voice that I can't stand to hear when it's recorded. For our business hours. So we know it's always you can catch us here all day, but to give y'all a more fixed and definite time, starting today between the hours of 7 and 11 a.m., you'll be able to find someone here in Misfit HQ. So the doors will not be locked. We will be here. It will be open. And obviously, as we continue to grow, that's going to continue to expand out to what we've had as an ideal 7 to 4. But just to give y'all something more steady, especially with the holidays, we know that y'all are itching to be able to get stuff, and we want to make sure you've always got someone here. So if you come find us out here on 51 Bypass from 7 to 11, you are guaranteed to see the doors open. Now, most other times it'll still be open, but if we're running out doing deliveries, taking care of some coffee SOS, then you know that we will be back shortly. And we'll be getting that updated on the door as well. So y'all have that to be able to see even if you do pull up and you don't catch us. Now, as far as products go, so we dropped something pretty big on Friday. I assume most of y'all were watching. But we've got some holiday deals. We're going to fill out your holiday tack packs here. So if you go and look at the most recent pinned post up on our page, you'll be able to see the whole list of stuff that we've got. Now listen, we really wanted to make this geared towards, obviously, our Second Amendment right that we love and cling to so greatly, that we constantly bear in our arms. But we also wanted to make this something where we know a lot of y'all, yes, Eddie, coffee. That's the beginning end of the deal. I'm done talking. It's coffee. We wanted to make this something to where you could go and get stuff here for yourself, get stuff for your friends, for your family, and really just make it worth everybody's while. Which is why we've got deals on everything spanning from the smaller sizes, the 4-packs and the half bags, all the way through to the full bags and the 12 packs. So if you're looking for something where you want to get everybody all in one shot, we've got the wonderful deals on we've got the 38 special. Get your 5 half bags for $38. Pretty nice saving there. Then we've got the 30-06. Get yourself the same run through of different origins with your 4-packs. And then just the nice scaling discounts based on how many full bags or 12 packs you buy. So we really hope that this is, we keep saying we want to be able to give back, want to be able to give y'all a chance to get deals. And we hope that this is something y'all kind of saw and got excited about, because outside of the naming scheme, we're, again, excited for just another excuse to be able to throw some deals your way. We'll be running that all through the year. Now, if something comes up, you need something January 1st, no, we're not gonna bar you out of it. But the deal's officially going all the way through to the end of the year. Come on in, get your stuff. For the full bags and 12 count cartridge boxes, that is also up on the website. And that's an automatically applied discount. So as you add stuff to your cart, you'll see those savings get added as well. So
you may not be willing, or you may help them out there, but depending on who it is, you might not get so lucky with me.
Yeah. So you might want to start watching to see who's parked, because Matt Chancellor might deny you right out. Why? Tough love. Sorry, guys. It's just tough love. Get it while you can.
Just kidding. We love all y'all. We love y'all. We can't express enough the support that we've seen, especially knowing, with Captain Skid Marks over here and what he's done to the economy. To have you guys still showing up and buying coffee, it's not even a question.
Great old Captain Skid Marks. On top of that, I'm sure y'all saw the 300 blackout special we got running. So you got a lot of stuff crammed into there. We had made the special wrapped canisters for Waterfowl Outfitters, the duck hunting facility out in Friendship, and for those of y'all who got to see them, we got an incredible amount of just surprise at how good they looked. We're not surprised, because that's the kind of product Matt Chasler typically does on custom designs, but we've got 4 of those left for y'all. So you can get the canister, get a bunch of coffee, get an Ethos mug, just get a bunch of swag and a bunch of coffee. So if y'all looking for that, we've only got 4 of those in stock, so you come and order them and we'll have them ready for you with the drop of a round. There you go. Like that one, huh? $380 total, retail. We're giving it to you for $300. Hence the $300 blackout special. Moving on from that, just a couple other small things we got for the holidays. If you buy our Planetary Design Ethos mug, the nice custom engraved one you saw, we're calling that the triple tap deal. You buy one, you get 3 cartridges with it. If you want to get your whatever your mag plus 1, that's where you get the 8-ounce tumbler that we've got. I think only 3 left of, so we're running pretty low on them. Grab them while you can. Yes, thank y'all. We're glad y'all like that canister just as much as we did, because man, that thing just came out beautifully. Just man. Moving on from there, we do have gift baskets. So we had a couple little miniature, gift baskets, gift packs. Y'all will be seeing soon what our contest winner, what his basket looked like. Princess Magpul did a phenomenal job on those. We had a couple holiday packs that we sold at the market on Saturday. Come on in and ask them about them. They've just got an assortment of cartridges. It's nothing massive. We're running them for about $8, so you come in and just get someone a little something special that still has the joy of the holidays wrapped right into it. With that, moving on to events. So we've just got one on the books this week, December 9th. We'll be out in New Bern. The Tattoo Faith Off the Grid, they are having the Christmas tree lighting ceremony on that strip. So we'll be out there. I know there's going to be a couple other food trucks, but we'll be out there serving you some warm coffee, as we know that the weather has officially decided that we think, possibly, maybe, it's going to stay cold. So come out and get it, and you will not be disappointed.
I'm excited to light a Christmas tree on fire.
Yeah. We weren't supposed to tell everyone about that part, but okay. Glad everybody knows. The Christmas lights, everyone.
Oh, my bad.
I'm not getting fired this time. So for today's discussion, we're going to do a little bit of a circle back, because not going to lie, with Princess Magpul having asked all the questions that she did about just running through a percolator, what that looks like, why people tend to gravitate to it, it's kind of pushed me on this thing of I feel like y'all would really like to know just some of the history behind the different brewing processes. I know I've known a little bit, but even then I've had to go and check some things. And so I know we talked a little bit about, I'm going to get it ready while I'm talking about it, a little bit about French presses in the past. And while I'm doing that,
full disclosure, we'd like to apologize to everyone that has to continue to hear the word French today. It was unavoidable given that that's in the name, but we assure you that ours is not of the same naming scheme.
He would be correct. Got to get those formal apologies out there. Jeez. So with a French press, I think y'all have heard me say, so just with the inspiration of wanting to go through these, I really want to dive back into the French press and give y'all a bit more of an understanding, just so when we keep chirping about the Planetary Design mugs that we have and what makes them so different, you're not just looking at it as, well, that's kind of an expensive mug. Yeah, it is, and there's a good reason. And everyone who's bought them, they keep coming in and telling us just how happy they are that they finally have one. And we want to let y'all understand a little bit of why. So while I'm prepping this nice French press for you, just to kind of circle back, I first got introduced to a French press when I was in college. And the guy that I did research under, he swore... my arms are too short. He swore that I wouldn't want to use anything else after I used a traditional French press. And I'd been drinking coffee a bit. At this point, I was drinking coffee black, but I wasn't nearly as, critical as I am now about it. And the thing that made it so different is just the smooth taste. We can't say enough how much we hate the fact that nowadays Americans, everybody around the world, they are just under the impression 9 times out of 10 that coffee is supposed to be bitter. That if you drink it black, it's going to be acidic, it's going to mess with your stomach, that it's going to have this awful bite to it, and that's just not true. If you get good coffee, you don't have that problem. Even if you have subpar coffee or even terrible coffee, a French press can still make a difference. And the reason being is that it just how smooth of the notes that it pulls out of your coffee. So kind of going back to see where did this thing come from. Again, that same line of questioning that I got with the percolator. Why do people use it? Why do they not use it? Where did it first come into play? Matt Chaucer, you look like you got something on your mind.
Eddie made a wonderful comment saying that the French may run away, but by God, they can make coffee. Which I will say, they may make coffee, but as he will detail, of course, we as Americans just take their stuff and make it better.
And it's true because, as we're going to discuss, the original French press didn't come in this nice little package the way it looks. It had to be improved on. And actually, like most great things, it was an absolute accident when it was first discovered. So and I'm going to say lore because I've found this in a couple sources, but I haven't found it widely proven. Looking real quick. My collagen powder makes my coffee bitter. Hey, Stefania, welcome to the chat. I totally believe that. There's stuff, I don't remember the full makeup of collagen powder, but there is, again, because it's so fine and you're dropping it in something so hot, I can see that pulling something out of everything, and I'm going to ignore all these comments about me being a T-Rex. Never thought I'd go to talk about coffee and have to give statements for my short arms.
He also called you a small arm stealer.
Anyways, French press. So the first time, as lore has it, I've found on multiple sources, so it seems to be reliable enough, and I can believe it. Back in the 1850s, allegedly there was a Frenchman who was out, he had coffee, he had water boiling, because the way they, as we discussed last live, the way they used to do it, as we call cowboy coffee, they would just dump grounds into a boiling pot of water. Supposedly this Frenchman forgot that he hadn't added any grounds to his water. And there happened to be a tradesman walking by. He dumped all the grounds into the pot and then realized he wanted to have a better way because all the grounds were floating up top. He was trying to find a way to separate them. So he goes ahead and buys just a metal screen from the traveling salesman and goes ahead and takes a stick and presses that screen down to get the grounds away and to pour his water off. He was assuming that he was just going to have some messed up cup of coffee and ended up finding that his coffee was actually phenomenal. And so it came to lead to this whole thing of, now there's a better method. So then in 1852, a group of Frenchmen put the first patent out for what a French press was then. It wasn't later until I believe right about 1930 that this kind of traditional style of a French press is what came to be patented and hit the market. It makes me laugh because so many things work best when someone finds them out accidentally. And, you try all these plans, they don't quite work, but someone tries something and realizes they messed up, or so they thought, and then you have something beautiful, like a French press. Pyrex glass, exact same thing. The scientist left it in the oven too long. Went to pull it out, and there you go, Pyrex glass. He dropped it, it didn't break, huzzah. So that leads us to the French press we have. But why is it that it works as well as it does? That all comes down to, if you notice, if you've come to get coffee from us, just for something other than just a drip pot, you've heard us talk a lot about, different grind size this, different grind size that, because all this comes down to is just, it's a process of diffusion, of how quickly or how slowly you're pulling flavors out of the grounds. And it all works in terms of surface area. So with your coffee and with your temperature of your water, if you have more surface area or your grounds are more finely ground up, then you're going to pull out flavors a lot quicker. There's less of a barrier to act with. Whereas if the grounds are real large, it takes longer to draw the flavor out. Stefani saying, I'm glad to know that what I have is a French press and not a milk froth.
Don't limit your French press by what it's marketed as. You can use it for milk frothing if you want.
What he said. It's got a mesh in there. If you just plunged up and down, you could totally froth that thing up. That's basically it's just a two-dimensional whisk at that point, isn't it? But so using our two-dimensional whisk to brew coffee, the wonderful thing with it is that because you bring the water just below boiling and you've got such a much more coarse grind size as opposed to a drip pot. as opposed to what we saw with pour over or even your espresso, anything else. Because the grounds are so large, it takes longer to pull the flavors out, which means that you can pull out the ones that give all of your smoothness and your robustness without getting to all the stuff. I'm reading the comments. Getting to all the stuff that gets so bitter. And so it makes this cup so much better. Now, there's a lot of standards that typically fall in with each French press. But as you can see from what I'm pouring up here, yes, I'm using a metal cup. This is going to be hot, but that's okay because I'm dedicated to my coffee. You can see that it gets real nice and dark and just kind of thick looking through that French press. Again, because you're giving so much dwell time to pull, the flavor out and let it all develop. It really was the kid I worked under in college. He was absolutely right. You use yourself a French press and it can make any coffee still taste better unless there's such a bad flavor that it just enhances it. So again, main thing behind your French press, grind size. Your water temperature doesn't matter, but the most crucial factor is getting a coarse grind. Now, if you come and ask us for it, we can grind you up bags to that size, as we've tested all these different sizes ad nauseum to make sure that we can get it right. But even though that was technology from the 50s, I gotta say it's working wonderful now.
I will correct one thing my colleague said. He said, if you come to us, we can do it. I'm telling you, you should come to us because we'll do it right.
Always gotta have a voice of reason. That's where... This is why I get fired all the time. Now, why is it that our planetary design French press mugs are so different? As this has gone on, the one thing you're going to see here, and I can't say the thoughts going through my mind, I'm using this traditional French press. One thing you might be asking yourself, because I've already said it's a wire mesh filter. At the time in the 50s, guy used a perforated screen. We have, with the technology we have now and things we can make, you get just basically a crosshatch pattern mesh that makes very small gaps so that the grounds can't pass back up into the water as you're pressing, but it can still push the grounds down. Now, what's the biggest issue with that? You still have contact between the water and the grounds. Now, I was saying before, you control how you're pulling the flavors out, but if you leave the hot water touching the grounds long enough, you're going to pull out bitter flavors. I'm not fat, I'm coarse grind. Oh, Eddie, that's a new one. That's the first time I've heard that one.
All coffee references will be appreciated.
But why do I say that's a problem? If you continue to contact the grounds with your water, as it does, and I'm going to lift this back up just to show you, that nice fine, it's real fine mesh in there. But if you can't separate the grounds from the hot water, now your coffee, it's going to continue to steep. It does eventually pull a bitterness out. Now, I don't mean bitterness in our coffee, but bitterness in coffee in general. Again, all of these grind sizes, they all come down to finding a grind size that's going to pull the flavor out without the bitter. Leave anything sit long enough, you get the bitter. This is where we continue to push and push and push the mugs that we've got from Planetary Design. And the reason for that is that it takes one element out for you. So again, you've got your mesh, which is separating the grounds from the water, but you also have the stainless steel backing plate on the top side of every mesh in all of our French presses that we get from them. Now, it's thin enough that when you're plunging down, the pressure of plunging inside of the press itself, or the mug rather, causes that plate to flex. When you stop, it snaps back shut, keeping a barrier between your grounds and your coffee. Now, that allows you to do a couple things. For one, doesn't matter how long it sits. Eventually, the coffee I've got sitting here in this French press is going to get bitter. It's just going to. Using these style presses, which I've never seen them before Planetary Design, these will keep it so that you can bring that coffee with you, get that same deep, smooth, robust flavor that you're getting with a French press, but keep it on the go. So you don't have to stop. You don't have to worry about dumping the grounds out. I'm sure that Frenchman in the 50s, when he did it his way, It was great that he was able to press the grounds out of his coffee, but then he probably wasn't prepared for the cleanup process after, because now it's stuck to the pot and it's all pushed up on the filter that he had. So it's so different with these because you can bring it all on the go. We've got 3 different sizes because if a lot of you are like us, which I believe you are, 16 ounces is the bare minimum requirement. I guess maybe 12. I can do with 12 to get me from point A to point B. That's kind of like my secondary firearm versus my primary. I can use the 12 ounces to get me to my 48, but it's not going to last me all day. So we've got 3 different sizes, and these all have different benefits to them. The 16-ounce press, if my hands will work and let me tighten it back down, on top of having that design, your 16-ounce press has a wonderful storage compartment on the inside. Now, I believe I've said it to a bunch of y'all already. We've all touted it, but it's the same design that we use to store our beans in the shop, keeping them fresh for months at a time. Not that y'all ever give us enough time to have beans longer than about a week and a half because they typically sell. But if we had to in a pinch, we could store beans for months and months at a time in an apparatus like this and have no problem. Again, when you press that lid in, it's an essential vacuum seal. It evacuates all your CO2, all your oxygen, keeping your grounds fresh. So the 16-ounce size is wonderful for your day-to-day commute. We also have this nice 24-ounce, the Overlander. Not the exact same concept. Same concept in the press, but the bottom is basically just a nice way to dump the grounds out. You can, after you press it all down, you can see there's your plunger right there. Presses all your grounds into the bottom. You just go ahead and chuck it. It's quite a nice size. A little bigger than your standard cup holder, but to me this is more of the thermos, where if you need to have about 2 cups on you, you're covered. And then we've got the behemoth. Nothing unscrews on the bottom of this. There's no storage. This is strictly for the person who says 48 ounces is my standard cup. That's what I need to be drinking every single day. And so there we go. So just to let you kind of see the full scope of that. Look at that mamma jamma. Thing's huge and it works wonderfully. So we've got all those listed on the site. We've got them all here in the shop. Biggest thing, I guess, kind of staying on the theme of how to, the biggest thing for these is that you get how to do it. It's real simple. Leave yourself anywhere from 4 to 5 minutes at the start to go ahead and press your coffee. After the hot water's been sitting on there for 4 to 5 minutes, you can go ahead and press and enjoy and drink. And it's really, I've heard it referenced as the dumb man's luxury coffee. Whereas the pour over, as you saw last week or a couple weeks ago, and the percolator, as we've discussed, you've got a couple extra steps. French press is real simple. It's just grounds in, water in, go sit around for a couple minutes, or go get ready for work, and then come back, press, and you're good to go.
The best part is Stefania has confirmed for us that after you get our mug, you have to figure out something to do with that old French press mug. You can use it as a milk whisker.
Hey, there you go.
You go from French press to American milk whisker.
And now you can look fancy no matter how you're doing it.
It's a win-win-win.
I mean, I'm just saying, if I saw someone going 1,000 miles a minute with their French press to make whisked milk, I'd be fairly impressed because I don't have that much patience. But that's just me. And Phil's chiming in, those big presses are great for a long event day. Yeah, that's the biggest thing with these, the bigger size. Getting quality coffee like a French press on the go for that long, you really can't beat it. And having something this big, I've never seen a 48-ounce French press. And I think that's because most people don't think outside the box to get something like that. You have your traditional 32-ounce, and they typically stop there. So,
and I will say, I know for me, I've had the ethos mugs, and I've taken mine to work and threw it in a refrigerator, and 2 hours later, after first break, took it out and it was still warm. So these things they do a pretty good job keeping heat from transferring outside and into the inside.
Yup, it's quite. I mean, even these little cups that come from them, they're nice. We just keep using them to shuffle around green beans, but they're phenomenal to have on hand. And it's so no different with these. They keep heat just as much. We've had truckers, we've had a lot of people just come in and grab all 3 sizes of these, and they make for wonderful gifts. If you're gonna buy one from here, first one's on us, which means yes, if you buy the base camp, we will brew you 48 ounces of coffee here before you go, which is a pretty phenomenal deal. I mean, I would almost buy it just to brew it for myself, but that'd be kind of silly. So I see Matt Chowser giving me heckles. I'm sure Princess Magpul's doing the same, but
I'd say I'm gonna have to go. Oh, wait, I think I have it.
Nope,
No,
don't have it.
can't do it. Just gonna have to, I guess, cheer for him. I guess. There you go.
Excellent. Look at
Got
that.
shit going on.
Look at that. I was supposed to get heckled and I got cheered for my terrible, terrible joke that I'm gonna get fired for later. Yes, Eddie, green coffee beans. I guess I should specify. Although if you actually tried to make coffee from green beans, it tastes just like green beans. So that is a thing. But with that being said, that's the French press. So the how-to: pour in grounds, pour in water, let it sit for 4 to 5 minutes. I sometimes like to let mine sit a little longer because you can. If you prolong that time a little bit, you get a deeper flavor. You press it, and then if you've got one of our mugs, you take that mug and go and drink along the way. If you get a base camp and one of our 8-ounce mugs, you can pour a little bit out and save the rest after. And if you're like me and you want every sip to be hot as steaming fire, like the Christmas tree we talked about earlier. But with all that being said, so man, we are quite enjoying all of the interaction in the comments. So y'all keep that up. We really appreciate it. Matt Chowser, got anything to add in before we go ahead and wrap this up?
Nope. Take us home, Big Bad Jon.
All right. For taking us home. So again, we just want to reiterate business hours, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. You are guaranteed Monday through Friday to catch us here. Off hours, you'll see us running around. Seeing comments. So if you see us running around, we're here, but you are guaranteed to find us 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. And again, we appreciate your patience as we've been building up those business hours and just being able to leave more time for it. Do not forget to come in and take advantage of the deals that we've got, whether it be you buying a mug, filling it for you. If you decide to buy the mug for someone, we'll give you a little bit of grounds for them to start with. Take advantage of your bag deals, of your cartridge deals. Take advantage of the little gift boxes that we've got, which I can actually show you real quick. Here's a little sneak peek of them. Again, Princess Magpul getting us nice little Christmas themed boxing with beautiful cartridges inside. So make sure you come and pick one of them up. They make wonderful little, stocking stuffers. If you're not like me, where you're just gonna shove cartridges in a stocking and call it good. Go back to the Facebook page if you forget what all those deals were. And make sure you come see us December 9th out in New Bern at Tattoo, the Rogue Studio Faith off the grid. Again, we'd love to talk with you guys. Love to serve you in person and just have that fun time. And if nothing else, please let us know how we can be praying for you. There's nothing else that we want to be doing more than being able to just commune with y'all, have fellowship, and pray. Even if you stop in for that and you don't even look to buy anything, that's okay, because that, the business comes first, God, and business comes second. Everything that we stand for with our faith and for God and for keeping y'all in our prayers, that comes first and foremost. So with all that being said, we've wrapped this thing up pretty nice with a pretty bow. Come on in and see us. Come let us know what you think of the new setup. Let us know how Matt Chowser's doing. If he's not doing well, I'm going to get fired for it. So that's okay. That joke never gets old.
It'll be a 2-for-1 special because we'll both be getting fired.
There you go. And then the place will be that much more beautiful without our faces running around here, huh? So with that being said, I'm Big Bad Jon. Matt Chowser running all of our tech, and don't forget he will be sitting here next Monday to give y'all just a bit more background on him, letting y'all y'all have seen enough of my face to last your lifetime. You'll get to hear a bit of his backstory, a bit of where all of this has sat in his mind from day one, and it's gonna be good. I know I'll be watching. Y'all should be too. With that, I'm Big Bad Jon. From the whole team, Mad Chowser, Princess Magpul, strategist, out here Misfit HQ,